So, what if I told you the best way to pass a major cybersecurity exam isn't to study for months, but to cram for just 10 days? And that the secret is to intentionally time skip times huge chunks of the material. It sounds completely backward, right?
It does, but that's exactly the new reality for the Microsoft AZ-500 exam. In 2026, they've thrown out the old playbook. It's not about memorizing definitions anymore. It's 100% practical scenario-based questions.
Right. The blueprint says they focus on 5 key areas like identity and network security, and you need a 700 out of 1,000 to pass. So what does scenario-based actually feel like?
It feels less like a test and more like a high-stakes choose-your-own-adventure for security engineers. You're not asked, what is a firewall? You're dropped into a situation where data is leaking, and you have to pick the exact times policy to stop it, right now. And here's the aha moment. You can totally ignore the obscure details. If you just apply the 80/20 rule and focus on 3 core modules, you're already covering 75% of the total score.
I see. So it's about being surgical with your study time rather than trying to boil the ocean. If that's the strategy, how do we actually execute it in such a tight time frame?
You follow the 10-day sprint. It's a surprisingly effective roadmap.
Okay, walk me through it. The plan I saw has you mastering identity and access for the first 3 days, then moving into platform protection and data security, and ending with full-scale simulations on days 9 and 10.
Exactly. It sounds intense, but it's brutally efficient because it forces you to build muscle memory for specific triggers. It's like a flight simulator. You see administrator in the question prompt. Your brain should automatically jump to enabling multi-factor authentication, or MFA. You see hard-coded passwords, you instantly think Azure Key Vault.
Interesting. So you're not really learning the deep theory, you're just associating problems with solutions.
And here's the most counterintuitive part. On day 9, when you're reviewing those mock tests, you shouldn't be digging into the principles at all. Your only job is to bind the keywords in the question to the correct answer.
Wait, so if the question mentions unnecessary open ports, my brain should just shout just-in-time access or network security group?
Precisely. The exam doesn't test your deep understanding of why an open port is dangerous. It tests whether you know which Azure tool to use to close it. It's a total shift from learning to pattern recognition.
That makes sense. But even with the right patterns, I hear there are some golden rules for the actual exam room that can make or break your score. And
Oh, absolutely. The logistics are brutal. You have 150 minutes for anywhere from 40 to 60 questions, and there's no partial credit for multiple choice answers. If a question has 4 correct checkboxes and you only select 3, you get 0 points for the whole thing.
Wow, 0. That's harsh.
It's exactly why the 90-second rule is so vital. If a question has you stumped for more than a minute and a half, you mark it and move on. Getting bogged down in one complex case analysis means you're throwing away 5 easier questions you could have answered at the end of the test.
So be decisive, watch the clock, and stick to that 2026 scenario logic. It really does sound like a high-speed rail to getting certified. Before we wrap, what are the absolute key takeaways for anyone brave enough to try this?
It comes down to 4 things. First, the 80/20 power pillars. Focus your energy on identity, platform protection, and data security. Second, remember there's 0 partial credit, so multiple choice is all or nothing. Third, the 90-second execution. Never spend more than 90 seconds on one question. Mark it and move on. And finally, master keyword binding. Success relies on instantly connecting scenarios like admin access to MFA. That's the game.